Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hi, my name is Shay. Today I'm going to be in the kitchen. I'm going to be attempting to make homemade cinnamon rolls for the very first time, and I'm going to take you guys along. Let's cross our fingers that this works out, and if it does, let me know if you try this recipe out as well. So I've got everything set up. I got home from work today. I cleaned the dishes, I cleaned the kitchen. I do really enjoy baking, but baking can get really stressful if you don't prepare yourself in the right way. So that's my little tip, is get everything set up, everything pulled out. And last night I actually did a little bit of research as well, and I'll show you guys what I've written down if you want a screenshot. I looked up like a lot of tips and tricks for cinnamon rolls, and I wrote down the recipe so that I didn't have to be like trying to find the recipe. I'm really hoping that this works out. I love cinnamon rolls, and actually I'm going to be putting raisins in my cinnamon rolls. First and foremost, I'm going to put on my apron, and then I'm going to wash my hands. I'm also really excited to film this video because I have done a little bit of food content, but short form, and I will also be making a YouTube short for these cinnamon rolls as well. But I figured this is my first time trying cinnamon rolls, and if this works out, I really want to be able to look back on this years down the road and just kind of like reference to my own video. I do want to document this too, because if it works out, I want to be able to share this skill with everybody else. So I'm really excited to be making a long form cooking video. Alright, I'm all ready to go. So the first thing that we're going to do is add the milk and water to a glass measuring cup and microwave up to 45 seconds in 10-second intervals. We want the milk water mixture to be between 105 degrees Fahrenheit and 110 degrees Fahrenheit. So you're going to want a thermometer. And this is extremely important because when working with yeast, you have to stay within that temperature range, or else either the yeast won't activate or the yeast will die. So make sure that you have a thermometer if you don't want your whole entire cinnamon roll recipe to just not work out.
Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight.
Okay, so as you saw, it wasn't to temperature, so I'm going to microwave it just for a little bit longer. Perfect. And now I'm going to add 2.5 teaspoons of active dry yeast and 2 teaspoons of sugar. Give it a little mix and then let it sit for about 5 minutes to allow it to bloom. In a large bowl, combine all dry ingredients and mix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and a half cup of all-purpose flour. And you will want to be able to have a little extra flour left over for the kneading process, so keep that in mind. You're going to want to have plenty of flour on hand for this recipe, but I already separated a half cup and put it over on my peninsula for when I do start kneading, so I'm just going to go ahead and put this away. One thing I've learned about baking or cooking, just being in the kitchen in general, cleaning up as you go is such a game changer. And it makes it a lot more enjoyable, because then when you're done, you don't have to clean like a crazy person for 2 hours straight. That is something, though, that took me many, many years to realize and learn. So, okay, and then half cup of granulated sugar, 3 teaspoons of salt. Computer, cancel. So that was the 5-minute timer for the yeast mixture, and it is starting to bloom a little bit. I'll show you guys here in a second what it's looking like.
You whip up my appetite. get high and dry. Oh, well, I don't.
Okay, so now I'm going to add bloomed yeast mixture, melted butter, egg, vanilla, and then mix it with a spoon for about 2 to 3 minutes. I don't have a stand mixer, so this will work. If you do have a stand mixer, you can use it. Just be sure not to over knead. I already have a 1/3 cup of butter ready to go. So let me just pop that into the microwave. Add bloomed yeast mixture. And look at it, guys. You see that? It's looking crazy. Butter. 1 egg. One tablespoon of vanilla extract. And now I'm going to mix this for 2 to 3 minutes, just until everything's a little bit combined.
Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get.
And guys, I do recommend using a wooden spoon anytime you're mixing dough if you do have one. I unfortunately don't have one, but I will be getting one very soon. And it's just because it's a lot more durable, less flexible, and it will make your life a lot easier. Also, what would make your life a lot easier is a stand mixer, but that's okay, I'm getting an arm workout. And it's going to look shaggy, and that is okay, because we are going to need this. I've now moved over to my bigger counter, my Peninsula, and what we are going to do now is we're going to knead this dough for about 8 to 10 minutes on a floured surface. I told you guys earlier that I had a 1/2 cup of flour set aside. I'm going to do about a 1/2 cup poured out onto my Peninsula, and then I'll leave a little bit left over in the cup, just in case I need it to like add to the dough or add to my hands, but you also don't want to add too much flour. So this is my first time trying this, so let's cross our fingers that this works out. If it doesn't, I'm going to try not to beat myself up, because baking really is trial and error. It's literally science. So let's see, I have my little cinnamon rolls tips. So time to knead, each 10 minutes, do not over knead. Try not to overflour your surface. The cinnamon rolls should stay soft and slightly tacky and not dry or tough. Knead with the heel of your hand. I did a lot of research last night because sticking tends to happen on the fingertips. So without further ado, I guess there's nothing else left to do but try. I'm so scared right now. I'm excited but scared. So far, so good though, I think. Georgie loves it. He's like, "What are you doing, Mom?" "I'm making cinnamon rolls, dude. I wish I could give you some." Plop her out. And I am going to just go ahead and set you guys on a time lapse, because this is going to take a minute. It's going to take like 8 to 10 minutes. So let's get this arm workout in, right? Alright, I'm going to call it good. I have not kneaded it for 8 minutes, but it does look fine to me, and I don't want to over knead it. So we're going to oil a large bowl. We're going to place the dough in the bowl, and then we're going to cover the bowl with a hand towel and place it. You can place it either in your oven with just your oven light on. Don't turn your oven on. Or you can place it in your microwave. You basically want it to be in a slightly warm environment. Obviously, leave it at room temperature. Don't put it in your fridge. You're going to allow it to be able to rise and double in size, and that should take about an hour and a half. Just kind of eyeball it. I'm just gonna brush this oil all over the bowl and up the sides, and this will just prevent the dough from sticking. And then while this rises, what I'm gonna do is sanitize my Peninsula. There's not really very many dishes that I dirtied during that process, but I'll clean those and also unload the dishwasher. Might as well fill my time with, cleaning as I go. The bowl is almost completely covered in oil. And we're going to just plop this in here. Cover it with a towel. And I think I'm just gonna place this in my microwave and then set a timer for an hour and a half. And I'll catch back up with you guys then. And hopefully it rises the way that it's supposed to. It's supposed to double in size. So, computer, start an hour and a half timer.
1 hour and 30 minutes. Starting now.
Dun 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 dun! Moment of truth, guys! This is in real time, okay? I have not peeked. I did a little bit of editing and I put some ice on my back because my back has been hurting since I did a hike the other day. And guess what? The ice pack burst on my back and I got jelly all over me, so I had to change my pants. But let's peek together. I'm literally praying that it worked. Ooh, it's warm, guys. Baking? Okay, this is heavy. Give me 1 second. This is heavy. Oh my gosh, I'm happy because it's warm. That's a good sign. Isn't it crazy how baking is literally a science? Okay, let's see. Ooh. This is gonna make or break me. Did it rise? I can't tell if it rised. I guess it rose a little bit. Yeah, it's definitely larger than it was. Okay, you guys, I'm not gonna lie, I did get a little bit scared, but I just watched the footage back and it is larger than what it was. Although I do feel like I want to do it a little bit longer. This time, instead of putting the towel on, I'm gonna do saran wrap and make sure that it's fully covered. Okay, I'm gonna pop this in the oven for about 30 minutes and then I'll check back in with you guys then. It's definitely rising though, and I can feel the warmth off of it. So that's a good sign. Okay, what I'm gonna do in the meantime is make myself some dinner. I'm gonna make myself a double cheeseburger because your girl is hungry and I deserve a treat. I also need to relax a little bit. I'm like stressing that this isn't gonna work. I really do think that these are gonna taste good and I do think that they are gonna work. I don't think that they're gonna be perfect, but it's my first time. So I just need to relax. I need to USA. I think all is well, but your girl needs to eat. But then after I get done eating, I'll check on the dough again. Hopefully it's risen. If it hasn't, after I eat dinner, I'm going to start making the filling. That was a really good burger. And I was starting to get so hungry while making those cinnamon rolls. But I'm gonna go make the filling right now. And then I'll check on the dough here in a little bit.
But I don't miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh.
Just trying to get rid of all these little lumps as best as I can. I didn't realize how much brown sugar was in a cinnamon roll. There's actually less cinnamon than there is brown sugar. Who would have thunk? Not me. It's time to check on the dough again, so let's see if it is making any more progress. Oh yeah, that's definitely rising. Give it like 30 more minutes. ChatGPT has literally been my best friend this whole entire process. Just like certain questions about like how long can you safely rise dough? Like I would have never known that, and I feel like Google doesn't work as good. It would have taken me so much longer to find the answer to a lot of the questions that I've had if I didn't have ChatGPT, so I'm really grateful. But I was just like, how am I gonna incorporate the raisins? So apparently I should soak the half cup of raisins in some warm water, just to like plump them up before adding them to the roll. So I'm gonna do that now because I do think the dough is almost ready. I'm approaching the 3-hour mark. In about like 12 minutes, I'm gonna be hitting the 3-hour mark. So That's when I'm gonna roll out the dough, spread the softened butter on, sprinkle a little bit of the brown sugar cinnamon mix, and evenly disperse the raisins onto the roll. And then I will roll it up, and then I will cut the roll. So I actually found a really cool trick. You can use dental floss as long as it's unflavored. Obviously, you don't want mint flavored cinnamon rolls, but as long as it's unflavored dental floss, you can use it to cut your cinnamon rolls, which is like genius. I wouldn't have thought of that, but it makes sense because if you use a knife, you're gonna literally smash your rolls. So we're getting very close. I'm very tired. I did work today, so I'm ready to just like call it a night. I'm almost there. I'm on the final stretch, so let's go soak these raisins. Perfect. This is exactly what I want. I'm just gonna deflate it and then roll it out.
You're chilling when the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
That was so fun and satisfying. I really do think they're gonna turn out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cover with plastic wrap, and then I'm gonna allow them to rest at room temperature for 20 more minutes. Then I'm gonna place them in the fridge overnight. Tomorrow morning, I'll take the rolls out of the fridge about an hour and 15 minutes before baking. I'll preheat the oven to 350, and while it cooks tomorrow morning, I'll make the glaze, and then I can finally enjoy. I have had so much fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Okay, taste test, y'all. I'm so excited right now. Oh my gosh. It's fully cooked, so like it's not doughy at all. Okay, let's see if this turned out. I made that? That is so good, y'all. So proud of myself. I just took an editing break and I wanted to close out this video, and I made myself a really nice tuna sandwich with onions, cranberries, whole grain mustard, mayo, cheese, lettuce, and I'm gonna eat my lunch. But I wanted to thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you made it to this part of the video, comment down below what your favorite dessert is and what I should try to bake next. And I'll see you in my next one.